You know, it's your boy Black Star, and today I got another episode for y'all. If you're not subscribed to the channel, again, always make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button and the share button. I want to thank all my subscribers. I appreciate your support. Thank y'all for being here with me today. Today, I want to get into Stacy Abrams and her quote unquote agenda for black males. Now, I'm going to play a video where somebody was breaking it down because I actually have her website. You can go to stacyabrams.com/policies, and you will see that she has taken her black male agenda down. So she wants black males to vote for her, but somehow she took down the her agenda. So again, I guess she didn't want an agenda for black men. Maybe we're not her target audience, but you know, she feels like that we are the reason that she will win if we support her. So let me play this. This is from my brother Phil Scott Audio. I forgot what the name of it is. Phil Scott Audio what? Experience. That's what it is. Phil Scott Audio Experience. He actually has the African Diaspora channel, which has over 1 million viewers. Y'all go check him out. Make sure y'all support the brother. So let's get into this, man. I want to play this audio. And again, I'm sorry. Somehow my microphone is broke on my laptop, so I can't share my screen with y'all. They won't allow you to do this on your phone when you go to StreamYard. So I'm gonna play this video for y'all real quick and listen, because I want to show you. And if you go to stacyabrams.com policy, you will see that what this man is about to read is not on there anymore.
You know, as you see on the screen, this is her policy for the black men's agenda. And we want to go through it. Now, I will say this. I haven't had a chance to even go through this. It's going to be in real time for me. So let's check it out. I will point out the disrespectful language if I see it. So it says policy, black men's agenda. There she goes, Stacy Abrams. All right. Black men deserve leadership that sees them, serves them, and believes in them. I'm committed to investing in black men, their families, and their businesses by leveraging Georgia's $5 billion surplus, a plan that economists agree will not raise taxes. Okay, fine. Economic security. Provide capital and contract opportunities for black small businesses. Establish a 10 million small business investment fund. Eliminate fees and red tape to start your own business. Increase purchasing from black-owned businesses by state entities. Allow multiple small companies to jointly bid on state contracts as a prime contractor.
Now, I want to say this I think he's going to get into that point, but I just want to say this before it even happens. Now, even in the beginning, she says, provide capital and contract opportunities for black small businesses. Now, again, I'm not with the gender divide. I'm not with the whole do something for black males, don't do something for black females. I mean, there's a lot that's being done for black females. You can just Google it. SBA loans, grants, scholarships. What else? You have out here in Georgia, you have they are giving $860 for 2 years straight a month. $860 a month for 2 years straight for black women who need help with bills and rent and things like that. This isn't for black males at all, right? Again, I'm not with the gender divide, and I actually encourage our black women who do need the help, to get the resources. But again, y'all do have to know that this is a game that's played by the dominant white society to try to divide our community, right? So again, when we see things that's done specifically for black women, it will say that. It will say black women, businesses, such and such and such. But this one just says black businesses, which is going to include everybody black. And that's cool. But when you say this is a black man's agenda, shouldn't it just be for black males?
Close the gap between There we go. Disrespectful language, point 1. Between minority and non-minority business revenues is 6 to 8 years. No. The language was supposed to say close the gap between black men or the black community, but definitely black men's business and non-black business. How about that? Black male business and non-black business. Now it's supposed to be remember, it's supposed to be the black men's agenda, and here she go already putting minority in there. So minority doesn't mean black men. It means everybody. Disrespectful, Stacy. Disrespectful. Create a 5 million family farm.
Have you heard of Executive Order
I'm
14067?
sorry, Kim. I'm sorry.
Most people.
That's a
Initiative to aid, small and micro farms and financing. Put money back in your pockets. A tax rebate for everyone. Disrespect number 2. Everyone.
tax rebate.
This is supposed to be for black men. If I see the term minority, if I see the term everyone, you're disrespecting black men. You're disrespecting the black community, because black women depend on black men to be gainfully employed, to do for their families, and other people who are married to black men outside of black women as well. I'm just keeping it 100. Black men need to support their families, okay? And this everyone crap, that's not black men. In wage theft and misclassification, treating employees as independent contractors, enforcing unemployment regulation in cooperation with labor commission. I mean, that's something that you should do, period, right? Okay, let's go to the healthcare and housing. Expand Medicaid. Adults making $9 an hour or less will be eligible for health insurance, non-crisis mental health, and substance abuse treatment. And say we'll create 64,000 good-paying jobs across the state. What are these jobs in the health care industry? What are they? Support first-time home owners and provide financial education. Create a permanent fund to finance property tax deferments for working-class households facing rapidly rising property taxes caused by out-of-state buyers and gentrification. This is everybody. In healthcare and housing, what would you actually be doing for black men here? Seriously.
Yes, because again, black people make up 50% of the homeless population around the country. So when you're looking at the homeless people and you see that, you're going to see that, black people are the majority. Again, like we're the majority in prison. We're the majority of the homeless. So when you want to give out housing, that to me sounds like Section 8. And the way to pick up a people is, again, you have to restore them, right? And to restore them is it's like a form of reparations, right? So in housing, we should be getting grants, land grants, right? Not Section 8, right? That doesn't empower us. That doesn't close the wealth gap. We need to be the ones owning the land and the houses that you put us in, right? Or that we get for ourselves, right? So again, this is just another way to again funnel in everybody else. As Dr. Claude Anderson says, when you hear the word minority, everyone, poor people, disenfranchised people, colored people, all those terms are broad and ambiguous terms used to undermine black people. Because now when you talk about minorities, again, we always go through this. When we talk about minorities, a white woman's a minority, a gay white man's a minority, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, like you name it, everybody falls under the minority category. So then when we find out that when funds are based for minority, let's just say there's $60 billion for minorities, right? We're going to see that the black community really only receives 2% of that fund, because the rest goes to other minorities. You get what I'm saying? So that's a finesse word. These are people who use these terms purposely to undermine this, right? And again, another way that they undermine this that I'm gonna show you guys is through immigration. And this is Stacy Abrams. Now I'm actually on her page, and I'm gonna actually slide my phone over a little bit so I can see my screen. She has an immigration policy as well. Again, that Black agenda policy is not on here no more. I'm right on her website. I wish I could share my screen because I would be able to show you. But again, you can see this yourself by just going to stacyabrams.com/policies, right? And now, right now I'm on immigration. It says every person should be treated with basic human dignity and respect, including members of the immigrant community who are part of the fabric of our state. We must pursue fair, just, and comprehensive immigration reform that balances the conversation of safety with the need to create a pathway to citizenship and individuals in the country, right? So the first marker point on this is oppose separation of children. So that's one of her points for immigrants, right? So when they talk, anytime you hear Democrats talk about immigration, they're never talking about legal immigrants. It's always illegals, and they never say illegal immigrants, right? They use the word undocumented immigrants. That's an illegal immigrant. If they're undocumented, that means they're here illegally, right? So again, oppose separation of children. Now we know we all oppose people being separated from their family. So it says, I strongly oppose the cruel and immoral practice of separating migrant children from their parents, regardless of the political party. All of us must stand up and speak for the voiceless or risk inflicting irreparable damage on these families to our nation. Now, again, I oppose people being separated from their family. I was separated from my family, right? So at the end of the day, but watch this. I did something illegal and was sent to jail and was separated from my family, right? Some people were like, okay, well, you shouldn't have did anything illegal to be separated from your family. Now, yes. Now, when you come over here illegally and you're an illegal immigrant and you get put and ICE takes you and your family and they put you in detentions, right? They're going to put you in a adult detention, and they're going to put your kids in a child's detention, right? That's separated. Yes, you got separated because you committed a crime. You committed an illegal act, right? Again, nobody wants to see people separated from their family. Everybody who's in jail does not want to be separated from their family. Their kids are affected, the families are affected. So what are you really saying here? So again, let's move on. Improve community relations with immigrant communities. Georgia must reject behavior that forces people into the shadows and prevents any resident from reporting crimes, either as a victim or a witness. That system undermines the ability of law enforcement to do their jobs and harms all of us. So basically, you want illegal immigrants to be able to call the police, but they can't call the police because they're illegal. So again, let me use another reference. So that would be like me committing a crime. Now I'm on the run, right? Police don't got me. I'm on the run. I can't just call the police to ask me for help. Why? Because I have a warrant. I done something illegal and the police are looking for me. So I can't just call the police to help me when something bad is happening. That's why she's saying improve community relations with immigrant communities. Georgia must reject behavior that forces people into the shadows and prevents any resident from reporting crimes, either as a witness or a victim. The only way you are scared to report a crime is because your ass is illegal, right? It's because you're illegal. Now, what's going on here, and again, hold on, family. What's going on here is that we have immigration, we have illegal immigrants coming over here illegally. We know for a fact that based off the the Center of Immigration Studies, they already said that immigration directly affects black people, right? I'm about to play the video. I got the audio to play, right? So why would Stacy Abrams be pro immigration if it directly affects us? Hold on, family.
And there were at least 3 hearings that we conducted, one of which was designed specifically to determine the effect of illegal immigration on black workers. We had a panel of experts who testified, and they spanned the ideological spectrum. Regardless of whether or not they disagreed on discrete policy issues, each and every one of them agreed that illegal immigration has decidedly negative impact on black wage levels and employment levels. If you've got a significant influx of low wage labor, what does it do? It depresses wage levels, correct? And what we found also was, regardless of the wage levels, illegal immigrants displaced black workers in areas that had traditionally been populated by black workers. And the reason for that is because what you find is black workers, particularly black males, are disproportionately concentrated in the low wage labor market and are disproportionately likely to have no more than a high school diploma. And the same is true for the cohort of illegal aliens, and they compete with one another in areas such as construction, hospitality, service, and agriculture. This was not a small displacement either. We had one witness who testified that after he had run the numbers, he found that 40% of the decline in labor participation rates among black workers over 3 decades was attributable to competition from illegal immigration. It comes to nearly 1 million fewer jobs for black Americans as a result of the competition from illegal immigrants. And it's not just the employment levels, it's the wage levels also. And I can only give you a few examples, but we had evidence from the Fed in Atlanta, which did a study on this, to show that illegal immigrants depressed wages. The competition from illegal immigrants
This is in Georgia.
depressed wages by $960 on average, but in certain sectors, such as the hospitality industry, the depression of wage levels was $1,560.
So how can Stacey Abrams be for immigration, right? How can she be for immigration if the statistics show that immigration directly affects foundational Black Americans? This was the Center of Immigration Studies. So this is what they do all day, is study immigration and the effects of immigration on its citizens. And they said that it directly affects Black males, right? So how can you have policies that's pro-immigration and then turn around and want Black people to vote you in so you can push immigration heavy just so it undermines us? Now I want to play this video of our good brother, Dr. Umar. Listen to our brother.
Hey, it's Adam from StreamYard. We have an
Sorry.
exciting new feature to announce called Green Room, which is now available.
Democratic Party where they know that it's not. Slaves of the white Democratic Party plantation that are really keeping Black people locked in by constantly promising them a better tomorrow is coming to the Democratic Party where they know that it's not. And so why do they lie to Black people? It's because they get those crumbs. They get a little bit of cotton, they get a little bit of sugar, they get a little bit of rum, they get a little bit of indigo. They're allowed to keep some of the slave masters' crops for themselves. And as a result of that, 30 pieces of silver, that proverbial Judas, 30 pieces of silver, they're willing to turn back the clock of progress for Black people 50, 75, 100 years, as long as it benefits themselves. We're the only people who will turn back progress for an entire race for a personal agenda.
We are the only people that will turn back the entire race for somebody's personal gain. That's why I said we have a culture of individualism that runs rampant in our community. Not all of us are individualistic, but a lot of our community is very individualistic. Me and my friend was just talking earlier today. We were just FaceTiming right before I came in the house. And we were talking about how family will not even want to help you get on your feet, especially when you first come home from jail. And it's just like, yo, like, you know what I mean? It's just weird how families can be toward each other in our community. You know, when it comes, and I was saying them because he's half Spanish, so I was saying to him like, yo, it's funny because like, yo, Mexicans, bro, they all live in the same crib all the way till all of them is good, and then they separate, they get their own stuff. And I remember we used to always have that we used to always talk about them. Oh, y'all packed in the car like Mexicans, yeah, because again, one person had a car. They will all pack in and take each other to work. And I even seen this with Africans. That's one thing I'll give them their credit for. Because, again, I work at a job where it's a lot of immigrants, right? Illegals like a mug. And it's a lot of immigrants, right? Right here in Georgia. So I would see the Africans, they do the carpooling thing, right? Niggas would never do that. I ain't gonna say none of us would. But for the most part, niggas ain't down with that. You feel me? Niggas want to do their own thing. It's just we're a very individualistic people. And again, I know that that's from the effects of slavery and Jim Crow and just the psychological warfare that is goes against our people and things like that. So but yeah, it's just people do this just like he said for their personal gain. Now watch this. I just read you her immigration laws, right? And then let you listen to the people at the center of immigration studies just say how immigration directly affects Black people, specifically Black men, more than any other person in the country, right? But you're pushing immigration. Again, just like Dr. Umar said, you do this just so you doing this to set us back. Immigration doesn't help us, it's setting us back. So you will set us back for the for your little position of power, your little crinkles or your little crumbs or whatever you want to call it, your little bones and biscuits, as our sister Vicky Diller says. You feel what I'm saying? And because they got their house. And I was saying this to my friend the other day. I said, yo, I noticed that a lot of rich people, a lot of Black people that have money, they don't care about reparations. Why? Because you already good. Like, you get what I'm saying? This is like how Tigger was like, oh, if I get the reparations check, I just give mine away. Like, all right. I'm in the comments. Yeah, make sure you give it to me. I got first dibs on it then. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's easy for somebody who's already doing good to say, oh, yeah, I'm good on that. I bet you won't find a homeless person that'll say, no, I don't need a reparations check. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, we have a very selfish culture, man. We have to really get out of that. I know we can't bring everybody with us, but at some point, right, there has to be some type of working together. Just like I said, me and my man was having that conversation. I was just like, yo, you know what? I always tell my two sons, right, just in case I'm not here, yo, you always work with your brother. If your brother, you have a house and your brother don't got nowhere to stay, I don't care, bro. You have to let him come live with you. Yes. Till he gets on his feet and he can do his own thing. I don't care if you got a whole family and everything, dog. He has to come stay with you, fam. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I have to instill that in my kids because, we have people out here in our family who, nigga, if you went to shit and lost everything tomorrow, they be like, oh man, I ain't really got no room over here. Like, nigga won't even let you sleep on the couch. Nigga won't even let you sleep on the floor or whatever. It's just like, we just have that in our society. Now, I'm not saying every Black family is like that, because every Black family isn't like that, right? But you know, I just try to be on my kids with that, because you just never know, man. And you don't want your kids growing up, because you know, people who have siblings know, right? As you get older, you kind of grow apart from some of your siblings sometimes. Some people don't, right? But you know, I know a lot of people who grow apart from their siblings. I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with her. I don't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we got that, and it's just like, yo, that doesn't do nothing but harm the black family when we can't work together on no level. And that's why I say it's one thing. Again, I believe that we should all be trying to do businesses together, right? But even on the whole business aspect, that's why I say, like, bro, somebody lose their car, like, man, somebody lose their house, God forbid they get kicked out, they don't got nowhere to go, like, man, at the least we can do is give somebody a place to stay, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is her agenda for black male. She just straight erased it. Now, why would you erase that? If you was just talking about how much you need the black male vote. You feel me? They had people on these Roland Martins and all this, how the black man needs to support. I forgot the other lady's name, but you know, she's a coon too. But you know, they say, oh, you have to support this person, the black males, while y'all going over to the Republicans and this, that, and third. Like, yo, first of all, we're not just going to the Republicans. We're going to anybody who has tangibles for our vote. Excuse me. If you don't have no tangibles for us, man, we're not rocking with you. We're not rocking with you. It's a new day, right? Because we actually have social media, right? My parents didn't have this. Whatever they heard the politicians say on TV, that's what you can believe. But see, nowadays, we can come on here, look up stuff, hear other people say it. I seen him talking about the black man's agenda. I said, oh shit, she got an agenda for black men. Then when I went on there, right, I realized it was gone. I'm like, yo, that agenda ain't even here no more. Now let me do a video on it, because he did this video about 10 days ago, right? So I'm like, damn, let me see. Oh shit, she had an agenda for black males. Now it's gone. So see, we can see this in real time, and now I can make a video in real time and send it off to people who are across the country, who are across the world, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Our people, our older elders didn't have that. And let me say one thing. I know this is going to seem mean, it's going to sound mean, and I don't be no harm by it. You know, I don't wish death on anybody. But the Democrats are in trouble because their base that just votes for whatever, votes for them for just no reason whatsoever. They just do it because, oh, our ancestors died. They got a lot of old people, old black people who come out to vote, right? They dying off, man. That older generation that just tucked their tail and just accepted right after Martin Luther King died. They didn't want to oppose the government because they didn't want none of that heat. You know, the government, and I kind of understand to an extent, but I don't understand, right? The government was running around rocking people, bro. Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, uh, 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 not Khalid Muhammad, sorry, but he did die around that time. Who else? Oh my God, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You know, you just had all these people, man, that they were just like knocking off. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just like I can see how, you know, they dismantled the Black Panthers and all the other black movements. So when that happened, the ancestors or our elders, you know, just got submissive and they just got in line, like, okay, and you just started, okay, we just gonna vote Democrat and whatever, and you got those you know, you just had the Sambos who sucked them in, you know what I'm saying? The Al Sharptons, the Jesse Jacksons, like these type of people who just came in, just started finessing the older people, just like, oh, just sit back and they, you know, Martin done died and all this, and now we just gonna all hold hands and everything gonna be good when it wasn't, right? Again, because you never wanted to buck the system. But the generation nowadays, which again I feel like is a big reason why our generation bucks the system, is because we have the information available to us, right? It's easy to get online and see something like, oh, hold on, like I never heard of Dr. Claude Anderson until the internet, right? My people's never heard of Dr. Claude Anderson. I heard of him through the internet. Then I started hearing, I'm like, oh, hold on, he got a book, Powernomics. Order the book, you start reading it. You like, hold up. This dude was around when Martin Luther King was around. Why ain't nobody never talking about him? But now you realize that, and when you can listen to people like that, and he said, yo, whenever you hear them use minority, people of color, poor people, disenfranchised people, this, that, and the third, humpbacks, midgets, whatever. When you hear that, you know that they finessing you. You know that they talking about everybody and they trying to wash out black people. So when you start hearing that, and then you see just how he said when he was reading the agenda, and he was like, oh, here's that word minority, here's that word everybody. You say, oh shit, they really do be doing that. That's why we ain't doing no progressing, because they faking jacks on us. See, and now we can see that as the younger generation coming up and say, oh, okay. And this is why I stress to our people, man, you have to school your kids on other things than sports. I know people don't like politics, but if we school our children young on how politics work, and try to get them into politics as well. That's another thing, trying to get them into politics, engineering, and other things besides just sports. They won't have to deal with some of the things we've been dealing with, right? But again, that's why we have a reparations movement right now that's out of this world and is being pushed heavier than ever. And shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson for being, the spearhead of that movement even back in the day. But again, he was dealing with his era of people who didn't want to listen, people who was just content where they were in white society, within white society. So yeah, man, shout out to that brother. Peace, love, and reparations. And please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this content. See the Cash App on the screen. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, family. So listen, man, I have to get my computer fixed because I have to share my screen. I'm so used to sharing my screen on this. It's like killing me that I can't let y'all see what I'm reading or whatever. But make sure y'all go to StacyAbrams.com to see. She has this thing about LGBT. I'm not even gonna get into that because some things I have to do. But yeah, she got stuff up here for LGBTQ, immigration, but she took down the black agenda, which is crazy. So take it with a grain of salt. Again, no tangibles, no vote, man. If they ain't giving up no tangibles, there's no need to vote. Because we got to make the Democrats feel it, right? They have to feel the pain. And just like Dr. Claude Anderson said, black people have to feel the pain a little bit before they realize that you have to have a different approach to this, man. We can't just keep just lending out our vote for nothing, right? And we always got to say, well, what is the solution? If the Democrats don't come through, then what is the solution for black people? And I believe that they know. This is why I believe we're going to get reparations, because they know as long as we keep this reparation no vote, that we're going to step outside of the political arena and try to do things on our own. They don't want that. So at the end of the day, they'll give up some reparations, even if it's not what we're looking for. They're going to give up some form of reparations to help to get us back into the political arena. But then again, we're going to have another plan for that, because their plan is to always undermine black people. So again, thank you. I appreciate y'all for always being with me, supporting the content. It's hard as a black content creator I was just watching another show earlier about how they, how they suppressed black content creators. He was like, "Yo, if you talking about politics, you talking about black issues, uplifting black people, man, you are going to struggle building your platform." But again, I try to be diverse. I love the political issue and I love talking about uplifting black people. So again, I'm going to struggle, right? I'm always going to struggle. But I appreciate y'all. I don't care because I care more about my people getting right than I do care about the numbers. Because regardless of what they're doing, I know that if you're trying to suppress me and if you have to suppress me, that what I'm doing is the right thing. So thank you, family. I appreciate y'all for being here. I love all y'all that support me. Please hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that subscribe button so we can get to these 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And get them likes up, and get them views up. All right. Be easy, family. I appreciate everything you do. Look, I'm so used to being on the computer. I'm over here trying to hit the end button with my mouse when I got to tap it from my phone. All right, peace, family. Y'all be easy, man. Y'all have a blessed day.